All right. Welcome to the Books, Beards, Booze podcast, where we drink booze, have beards, and talk books. This is our weekly book battle episode where we talk about what we're reading and writing currently, as well as debate a topic. I am Bob of TalesbyBob.
And I'm Derek of Camore.
Nice. So let's dive in on what we've been reading and writing this week. Derek, what have you been writing?
I started writing a thing. I am a notorious overplanner. So I decided to not do that. And I decided to just sit down and start writing a thing and see what happens.
Completely seat of your pants.
Yeah. So I sat down and started writing a thing, and I think it at least helped me figure out a character.
Yeah.
I think it's turning into a story, but I don't know
Like a
yet.
short story?
I don't know.
Just go see where it goes.
I mean, if this character is even as close to as enjoyable as it is for me to have made him,
yeah,
then probably a novel.
Cool.
Because I've decided that currently his name is Bartyface.
Bartyface.
Until I decide on an actual name.
Yeah, I like it.
But
I like it.
He is. I just started writing, and there was a character walking down a road, whistling to himself happily. Except for the whistling is super bad and off tune, and it's just awful. So I decided that he's a bard that's terrible at music. And that amuses me a lot. So then I just kind of kept snowballing the idea, and I got to some places. So yeah, that's what I've been writing, and it seems like it'll be a fun thing to play with.
Hell yeah. I have been given Blightborn business. I wrote 3 more chapters this week. I just killed the fuck out of a major character, deader than shit.
Spoiler.
And I am in my climax, big, huge, climactic battle scene that ends the book. I am in it. I have 4 chapters left, and I was hoping I was going to get to write one of those chapters this weekend, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen because I'm busy all day today, and I'm going to be camping Saturday and Sunday. And I have company coming in from out of town on Friday. Oh yeah, it's thundering.
No, but I mean, you're camping in this?
Oh yeah, well that's Fridays, or that's Saturday, Sunday. So maybe we'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Friday I've got company coming in from out of town to go camping with me. So, yeah. So I don't know if I'll get that chapter written, but regardless,
You have to write 4 next week.
Well,
1 a day. Get it done.
Well, no, because Sunday I'll be camping. But maybe I'll get to write that afternoon when I get back from camping. I normally write a lot of my work days, but I took Sunday off. But either way, I will be done in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'll be done with this book. I'll be done with the first draft of this book. And that has me tickled to no end. So ready to be done with it. Yeah. Derek, what have you been reading?
Italian.
Superfan Tanya finished it last night. Yeah. She said it was great, which it is.
Yeah.
She sees why it's one of my favorite books. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I won't make that joke, but it's good. I'm enjoying it. Looking forward to finishing it. I read a chapter of it last night after work, and then so that means got 3 more before Tuesday for the read along to go up, and then there'll be 3 and an epilogue after that.
Yeah, so we'll be done with that in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll probably finish it before then if I have my way. I'll finish it before then, and then we can do.
If you finish it before Tuesday, we could just be done with it because I could finish it before Tuesday. Since I think it's just me, you, and Superfan Tanya reading it. No one else has said that they're reading it. So, she's done. I can easily be done.
I can probably finish it. We'll just see.
We'll see.
Depends what I get up to this weekend.
We'll see. Yeah. All right. So I read a Authority and Acceptance by Jeff Vandermeer. There's 2 different books. They're the next 2 books in the Seven Reach trilogy, which, if you saw the movie Annihilation, that's based off the first book. And they are good. They're not... Well, alright, it's weird to say. They definitely linger with you. Like, it's written in such a way that the books definitely linger. There's a lot of mystery to it. There's, of course, a subreddit for it. I went to the subreddit and was reading all sorts of cool theories and stuff like that. My problem with it is it's an incredibly, awesomely cool concept. But every book kind of meanders after a certain point. Like, it... To me, far and away, the most interesting aspect of this is the plot. Like, the characters are interesting, but the plot is the driving point here, and he spends too much time in the head of some of the characters, I think. And, like, especially in the last book, there are the first 2 books only have 1 viewpoint character, and then, like, 2 different viewpoint characters, if I remember correctly. And then, I think there was, like, just a tiny little snippet in the second book but anyway, but the third book has, like, multiple viewpoint characters. And some of them were great, and some of them were just like, ugh, like, goddamn, so boring to fucking read. So, yeah. If you are a fan of Lovecraft, I would recommend this. If you're a fan of they're horror novels. I'll say this. There is a scene in Authority which is possibly the creepiest thing I've ever read in the history of ever. And it was it was awful. Just but yeah, super cool. It honestly, reading the trilogy was worth it for that one scene. The best book I would say is Acceptance. Annihilation's really good. Nothing like the movie and vice versa. And then Authority is the weakest. But essential. You can't really skip Authority. Although I wish you could.
Can too. You don't tell me what to do. You're not my authority.
True. Now that I've read them, I could see myself going back and doing a reread.
And skipping the second one.
Yeah. Or, like, now that I have the whole picture, it might be good to do a reread so that I can pick up on things and kind of dive deeper into things. I don't know. It's not going to be anytime soon, though, if I do decide to reread them. Yeah. Derek, are you planning on doing some traveling? Why not visit fair Mindenheim, the city of the White Wolf? It welcomes you. Boris Todbringer, the Elector Count, invites you to spend some time in the sewers below and would remind you of the bounty on all Skaven killed. If you're going to be traveling, that is. So, this week's book battle, we decided to ask the question, what book or series or what intellectual property would you most want to see adapted into a movie? And I did the follow-up, which I found out would be pointless, of asking who would you cast for some of the characters. So, Derek, what would you pick?
I would pick The Lies of Locke Lamora.
Ooh.
And I thought about this a lot because I think you would have different answers if it was for a TV show versus a movie. I thought about it a lot, and I think I came to the idea that I think you could do Lies of Locke Lamora as a movie. It's a fairly, even though there is a jumping back like a secondary story in the past, I think you get what you need out of that fairly quickly and it wouldn't take up much time for the movie. And then the rest of the movie is all in a single thrust, like it's all one story.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the other stories or books, some of the other books that I was thinking of, there's too much going on to feel like they would be able to get it all into a movie.
Yeah.
So it would need a TV show instead. So I ended up going with Lives of Locke Lamora.
That's a good choice. I would use the cast of like the Italian Job for that, or maybe like Ocean's 11. Just it's a heist.
Get out of my house.
Yeah.
None of them would make sense for any character in those books.
I would get Jason Statham to be Jean.
That is the worst casting I've ever heard.
I would get. Who would I get?
Like Casey Affleck would have been better.
No, I don't like Casey Affleck. I don't like.
Well, neither do I.
But I don't like any of the Afflecks. I would get. It's gonna piss you off, but
then don't say it.
I would get John Hamm to be Father Chains. I would get Idris Elba to play literally every other role, because Idris Elba can play any role amazingly.
I mean, you're wrong, but let's see.
If Anthony Hopkins was younger, I'd get him to be Father Chains. But you see, you could film it in Venice, so you wouldn't have to do that.
Father Chains is the role that I feel like you could cast. You know how my argument is I don't want to see people I know in these positions because then I'm going to be thinking about them the whole time instead of the characters. I think in movies like this you pick people that are good actors that look like the characters in your mind or whatever. You don't actually pick actors like movie stars or anything like that. But I think that definitely Father Chains is definitely one of the ones that you could pick like a real heavy hitter actor.
What are the brothers' names?
Caldo and Galdo.
I would get Ben and Casey Affleck.
No, that's awful. I mean, just awful. Like literally the worst.
I would get Matt Damon and
just stop. Just stop.
I'm basically just listing any
I
can think of the name.
well aware that that's what you're doing. I'm trying to think of like who you could cast as Father Chains.
Patrick Rothfuss.
I'm in.
Yeah.
No,
if he was still alive, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
He'd be good.
Yes.
But he's dead.
Yes.
So, no luck there.
No.
We should just cast it with only dead people. So we'll get the Joker.
Marlon Brando. No, the Joker?
The Joker. Heath Ledger.
Oh.
We'll get him to be...
no, he would
Locke.
be the brothers.
We'll get him to be Locke.
No, he'd have to be the brothers. You'd pick him and you just do another version of him next to him.
Yeah, like I was saying, I don't think it'd be that hard to film, really. You film it in Venice, you're going to have to CGI some of the stuff.
Not much.
But like Elder Glass Spires and stuff like that, like you'll have to CGI that, but like you could film it in Venice because it's based on Venice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's period dress, and yeah, it'd be very easy to film, I think.
I want to say I heard something about them doing a TV show at some point, but it was a long time ago, and I haven't seen anything come of it. So,
I don't think I'd like that as a TV show. Like, cause they couldn't do the books. I mean, they could, but
the problem is they could do. The first season could be book 1, but then afterwards, do you go to book 2 and like?
Well, you know what I bet you they would do is they would probably not do the books. They'd probably just because it's a show, unless fucking HBO money is coming at it, it's going to be filmed on Sci-Fi, and it's going to be filmed. It'll always be filmed in the same place, so they'll probably just stay in Kimura, and they'll probably what I would really like. My biggest problem with Lies Locked Amora is spoilers. Like everyone dies, more or less. And so, but you could do prequel stuff.
Well, I mean...
And then do, like, heist of the week kind of deal.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, if you wanted to do that, like, they could just make the prequel. And by that, I mean, they could just start...
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what they would do.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, they don't have to make that up. In each part of the other books, there's a past segment. So you could literally just take the past storylines of all the books.
Yeah. And
do that leading up to that. You just basically do the series as the books, but in chronological order, storyline-wise.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I think it would be better as a movie, just because it would be a self-contained thing.
I agree.
But then, anyways.
No. I picked Warhammer.
You can't just pick Warhammer, Bob.
I can. And, because I think, like, just thinking about stuff like what... Alright, so eventually people are going to get fucking tired of superhero movies. It's just going to happen. Like, this is just the way of the world. Like, Westerns will be fucking huge for a long time, and then no one wants to watch Westerns. Like, eventually people are going to get burned out on superhero stuff. I think it's taking longer because of the quality of the superhero movies, and also because all the superheroes are owned by companies that are ensuring quality product. Mm-hmm. Like with Westerns, like Westerns get real big, you get a bunch of people just trying to cash in and making lower quality stuff. So I think it'll take longer, but I think that day will come. People will just eventually, it will not be the juggernaut that it currently is. Mm-hmm. And while I hope that it's nothing but giant shark movies that comes up, that's not going to be the case. But the whole interconnected movie franchise is a good one. And I think you could either do the Warhammer Fantasy or the Warhammer 40K. Both would be great properties that you could do a universe with. My thing was, I think that, because they've never had a good Warhammer movie. They've all, like, the one I've seen was, like, animated.
They have dwarves in it. It makes it shit.
Well, this is like an Ultramarine movie, which is, I hate Ultramarines anyway, but I would think, do a Gotrek and Felix trilogy of movies.
It's a dwarf.
Gotrek and Felix.
Make it terrible.
And you could build, like, there's so much going on there. You could do a Malice Darkblade movie or two. But anyway, what you do is you work up to Time of Chaos, where Archaon is coming south, and yada, yada, yada. And you work towards that, and then you end it. You know, it's like, you have some movies like, oh, here's Gotrek and Felix doing Gotrek and Felixy shit. And then over here, you do, some movie about an elf. Or, I know it probably wouldn't happen, but a movie about, my brother will kill me, the really big, baddest black orc. Gorfang. No, Gorfang Rocket's not him. I can't believe I've forgotten his name. I'm normally so good at Warhammer lore. Anyway, but that'd be cool. The other option that you could do, if you went the 40K route, you could do the Horus Heresy. My biggest concern is, like, I think it would be easier to do Warhammer Fantasy because virtually everything's going to have to be CGI'd in 40K. Uh-huh. Like, you could do some Warhammer Fantasy that wouldn't have to be... But, like, Warhammer Fantasy, you could Lord of the Rings it. Like, be a lot of CGI, but not every fucking scene. My worry is with 40K, so much of it... You might as well just
make it a anime, basically.
Yeah. Which, if they would make a really good, like, Star Wars, Clone Wars kind of comic, or not comic, but a TV show or something like that, like an animated show, mm-hmm. That could be cool. The problem is, Warhammer is such a dark property that, actually, related note, Warhammer is releasing some kids' books. And people are losing their fucking minds. So not kid books, but like books for teenagers. Like Warhammer 40K novels for like 10, 12-year-olds. And people are losing their mind. Like, and I think they're dumb. Like, do you want Warhammer to keep going? You have to draw in young fans. You know, like if you whatever you want, you've got to get people while they're young to get them interested, while they have a ton of disposable income and they don't have a bunch of bills. So you get them hooked when they're 10 and 12, and then when they're 16 and have a little job at the grocery store, they can sink $100 a week on your hobby. You know, and then they fall in love with it, and then they grow up and get big person jobs, and provided their spouse doesn't kill their will to live, they keep playing it. So people are freaking out over these books. Oh, well, it's dumbing down the series. It's taking out a lot of the grimdark elements, yada, yada, yada. It's like, well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You don't fucking feed grimdark to a 10-year-old. But they're going to grow up and then get into the hobby mainstream.
When did you start reading Warhammer?
When did I start reading them, the novels? When I was like 10 or 12. Yeah. Yeah. But to be fair, I had a high reading level. And I don't think your average 10-year-old, who knows, maybe not, but I don't think your average 10-year-old is really diving in on a lot of Warhammer stuff, And honestly, some of them my parents might not should have let me read.
Real. But that's kind of
real.
A lot of that's draw to it for...
True, but this is something that parents who love the hobby can be like, oh, hey, here, read this. And when you're a little bit older, I'll let you get into my Black Library books. So, people are freaking out over this idea. I don't think it's a bad idea. Fine, do it. Warhammer, go nuts, please. Anyway, so I think you could do a Warhammer 40K. The problem is, to really do it, you're going to need to at least be PG-13, but really R.
It's all going to be R.
Well, because here's the thing, the gore, it's grimdark, but what makes grimdark isn't necessarily gore. It's just the oppressiveness, just the utter fuckedness of humanity is inevitably doomed. It's beset on all sides. The Emperor stays alive by eating 1,000 souls of psychers every day just to keep alive. That's kind of it's not the gore. You could film it without it being super gory. It's just I think you could film it as PG-13. Really. What were the Lord of the Rings movies?
Probably, I imagine PG-13.
Yeah, and was anyone oh my god, they didn't have enough gore? It's more a tonal issue. Just to film it right, it's oppressive, and it's just bleak and oppressive, and all the wrong people die except for the Emperor. But he almost died. But anyway, so you could do either franchise, really. You could do 40K. If you're doing 40K, I would say do the Horus Heresy specifically. They've got a bunch of great books that you could base them off of. The lore is super well fleshed out, and but it have to be a long series. For Horus Heresy, that'd be 10 movies probably to really do it, because it's such a long and broad story to really get the full impact. So I don't know. Those would be my choices. I think I would love a Black Company movie, but I don't know. I think they would be fun to watch, but I really think Warhammer, really and truly, Warhammer 40K, the Horus Heresy would make a great movie series. I really do think. But a trilogy of Gotrek and Felix movies, yeah, I could fuck with that. I could fuck with that hard.
It's got a dwarf in it. You can't really get down with that.
That's what makes it best.
No, that's what makes it trash.
No.
Tragic.
Yeah, that's I think that'd be my choice. I don't know who I would cast. Felix, Brad Pitt.
Felix the cat.
I get Brad Pitt to be Felix
the cat.
Felix Jaeger.
Felix the cat. He already knows to respond to
If the
Felix.
guy was younger, I can never remember this guy's name. Gotrek, I would get. He was the guy who played Hamish in Braveheart. He also played the sheriff in Lake Placid, which is the best movie that's ever made.
And that right there, Him saying Lake Placid is the greatest movie ever made.
Yes.
Now you guys know that literally all his opinions moving forward are useless.
It has
right.
everything that you could want.
Except for good acting, good plot.
No. Alright. Whoa. Stop. It's got great acting. Oliver Platt, Bill Pullman, come the fuck on, man. They're great actors. Like, look, the premise is admittedly a bit ridiculous, alright? A giant crocodile in a lake in New York eating people. Yes, that's a ridiculous premise, but it's got great acting, it's got comedy, it's got romance, it's got suspense, it's got Mariska Hargitay from Law & Order SVU in a kind of a small role, and can't get enough of her for my money, and it's got a giant alligator. Like, what more could you want from a movie?
Class.
the female who I can't remember. I always want to say it's Helen Hunt, but it's not Helen Hunt. But she looks kind of like Helen Hunt. She's super classy. That's part of the dramatic tension is how she's this New York sophisticated sophisticated. She's real
socialite.
No, she's not a socialite. She's a she's a scientist. She's a
intellectual.
Intellectual. God, why can I not remember intellectual? That says a lot about me. Like she's this intellectual, sophisticated New York woman in rural backwoods. So like you get class there. Oliver Platt has a super classy tint. He's like a millionaire. Yeah, it's great. Lake Placid. The sequels, dumb, super dumb, awful. I mean, I love them, but I'm not going to say that they're great. But like Lake Placid is fucking amazing. The Meg, when it comes out, I'm making that the movie event of the fall. August 10th, baby. It's happening.
You guys see what I deal with on a daily basis?
If y'all have not seen Lake Placid, go watch it. I would.
And then afterwards, you know what, man? Go ahead and watch a real movie like Big Trouble Little China.
See, I don't like Big Trouble Little China. The next best movie that's like Lake Placid, Anaconda.
I saw that in theaters when
John Voight.
I'm aware.
Great job. J-Lo.
I'm aware.
Ice Cube. Yeah. That guy who I can't remember. Oh, it's got oh hell. What is that guy's name? He was in the Royal Tenenbaums. Blonde-haired actor. Owen Wilson.
What is that? He was in that?
Yeah, he plays the.
I don't know. Like I said, I saw it.
He plays the sound guy. The sound guy.
I vaguely remember something like that.
Yeah, great acting. Kind of a ridiculous premise, but great acting. But I love a movie in the jungle. I love an expedition movie, and I love anything to do with giant critters, which is why The Meg is going to be the best movie that comes out this year.
I hope they can somehow ruin that for you. Like, I hope that it's not even one of those movies that aren't good.
Yeah.
I hope that it's one of those things
Jason Statham and a 75-foot shark. They are going to have to try so hard to fucking.
I know. That's why if they could manage it, just to see the light go out in your eyes, it would be worth it.
The week leading up to it, I'm going to try and have a party for this. I'm going to wear shark socks every week or every day of the week leading up to it. I'm going to try and make this a to-do.
Which is why I hope so bad.
Like, I'm thinking, like, I may try and hit up, like, Bombers, like the bar here. Like, let's do something for the Meg. Let's do a bloody, like, see if I can get them to do, like, a special on Bloody Marys. Like, I hate a Bloody Mary, but, like, it's so shark appropriate. Yeah. Oh, God, I want to start
let's just end this podcast.
I've got till August. Y'all wait. I'll do a bonus podcast telling y'all how I get hyped for the Meg.
I will not be on that one.
He will. Anyway, so another reminder, we are moving. If you didn't listen to the last episode, we're moving. We're consolidating Books, Beards, Booze, and Tales by Bob because it's easier for me to wrangle that way. So you can still email us at Books, Beards, Booze. We would really love to hear from y'all. And the podcast, obviously, is still going to be in the same place. But going forward, like Twitter, blog, or Facebook, look for Tales by Bob, and it will all be there. And finally, I would ask that you go forth and grow a great beard.